Well, this is Jared with Stampede Blue, and this is your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap. The Colts won today on the road in their second home, NRG Stadium, as the Colts beat the Houston Texans 31-3. Now, for the record, Davis Mills, rookie quarterback for the Houston Texans, 29-43, 243 yards, two interceptions, sacked twice, did not have a great game. However, kudos. Kid's got the chops. Now, Mark Ingram had 18 carries for 73 yards. Brandon Cooks had 9 catches for 89 yards. And as you can kind of see, the Texans were very limited on offense. That's a shout out to this Colts defense that not only allowed 3 points, but also did not allow a 100-yard rusher. Uh, held Davis Mills to about 5.7 yards per completion. And that's really bad. You want to see it in the mid sevens or higher. And then, for example, I did a little math, and Carson Wentz was 11 for 20 today, which doesn't sound great. Except he had 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he was sacked twice. But he did everything he wanted to do: short, intermediate, long. And then the Colts flat out ran the ball at will. Jonathan Taylor, 14 carries, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. Nyheim Hines, I'm kind of wondering about the quality of his touches. 4 carries for 13 yards. Marlon Mack, 5 for 12. Good luck on the trade market, my friend. And then, to the surprise of absolutely mother friggin' no one except everyone on the Houston Texans, T.Y. Hilton had 4 catches for 80 yards, each of those a dagger. But he did go out late with what looked like a little bit of a shakeup on a very important catch. Uh, Paris Campbell had 1 catch, 51 yards, and a touchdown, and then it looked like he had a foot injury and left the game. Michael Pittman, 2 catches, 35 yards. Mo Alley Cox, finally, it feels like, right? Uh, had 1 catch for 28 yards and a touchdown. So the Colts roll on the road, and again in their second home, as they beat the Houston Texans and move to 2-4. Um, and that's not to say next week isn't gonna be uh, a slouch. In that, I think the 49ers are having a little bit of a quarterback controversy. In that, I'm assuming we're getting Trey Lance, who was 15 of 29 for I think 149 yards and an interception in his last outing 2 weeks ago, because I believe the 49ers have this week off. Call me on that if I'm wrong, but um, I think the Colts are probably the underdog on the road on the West Coast on Sunday night. Um, but here's what I think. I think that momentum is a hell of a drug. I think the offense and defense appear to be clicking at the right time, and despite injuries, right? So no Rodrigo Blankenship. Instead, you get Mr. Badgley, who hit his only field goal attempt. And the Colts scored touchdowns, both through the air and on the ground. And you need to be able to do both of those things. You need to reward uh, Jonathan Taylor on after that long run, right from their own like 5 to the opposite 5. And then my only real gripe is that the Colts did go run inside the 10 for a touchdown. So I'm willing to eat my humble pie. Uh, but I just think it's predictable, and ultimately, I believe that your play calling causes injuries too. Um, the situations you put your players in causes injuries just as much as injuries are just going to flat out occur. And I just think, for example, with Nyheim Hines, the quality of his touches he needs to be on the apron, if that means anything to you football heads. And instead, they've got him running between the tackles. And I understand they're trying to set all that up, right? You get him loose on the apron when you need him, and we didn't need him. And man, it's all about consistency. It's not about when you need it, and looking for a miracle, and hoping this guy that has underproduced the entire season and the quality of touches have been poor is just gonna like make some things happen. Is just, I think, not the mentality I want out of my offense. So I'm a little concerned uh, for the Colts' depth, right? When you think about the Colts healthy, I feel completely comfortable. And I would temper kind of how I approach the next contest based on what that injury report looks like. Kind of. It's important to understand the context in regards to the quarterback situation for the 49ers. Uh, if it's Garoppolo or it's Lance or it's someone else, that may change my thoughts. But I expect it to be a tight contest. And again, like I said, I think the Colts would be an underdog on the road in San Francisco, um, but are looking up. And I think as much as I've said other things, hope is a hell of a drug too, right? And so I hope the Colts are able to continue this high level of play, particularly guys like Darius Leonard with it. I think he had 6 solo tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and then they forced the Colts defense forced 3 turnovers, only allowed 3 points. The Colts had 4 offensive touchdowns, 2 through the air, 2 on the ground. It feels like everything went right, and it should have. I think. I really think it should have. I think that the Texans are a poorly run franchise, and it says in their 1-5 season record, it speaks to the coaching staff and the management and the ownership. But I think that Davis Mills is a serviceable quarterback in the time frame that you'll be without a guy like Deshaun Watson with the ball in his hand, right? So this has been Jared with Stampede Blue. This has been your Indianapolis Colts post game wrap. Enjoy the rest of the games this weekend. Look forward to Sunday Night Football against the 49ers in the Bay Area next weekend. And go Colts. Oh dear God, stop recording.